Alors, juste un petit historique. Donc, WLF IDocs, moi, on me l'a présenté en 2015. J'étais dans un projet où il y a plein d'IDocs et la personne qui me l'a présenté, alors c'est Mehdi Lamer, hein, pour ceux qui connaissent, mais en gros, il nous voyait utiliser WE02 BD87. Il nous dit, bon, il y a une transaction là, c'est la what the fuck IDoc. Il nous l'a présenté comme ça, mais c'est un peu resté. Donc, je vais vous montrer, ça j'en ai déjà parlé, une démo, les fonctions et une partie, la première utilisation, parce qu'en fait, la première fois qu'on me l'a montré, ou qu'on nous l'a montré sur le projet, on avait alors, beaucoup d'idoc, mais moins que dans du retail ou AFS où travaillait Mehdi. Et on n'avait pas beaucoup d'utilisation. Et finalement, on a gardé nos vieilles habitudes. Et par contre, sur des projets ensuite, j'avais beaucoup d'idoc, beaucoup plus d'interfaces, et il fallait monitorer. Et là, on s'est replongé dans cette transaction-là voilà, qui a des petits trucs au début qui font qu'on l'utilise mal. Et des fois qui font qu'on reste sur des anciennes habitudes, mais elle est vraiment, une fois qu'on a passé cette première étape, je vais vous montrer les fonctions qui montrent que voilà, tous les gens qui l'utilisent, en tout cas, ils ne reviennent plus sur la WE02, W05. Une démo et le retour. Donc ça, c'était un peu l'historique. Donc je dis bien, le webinaire, c'est juste sur une transaction, hein. C'est pas, alors que vous trouvez sur Sabi, sur Fiori. Mais en tout cas, il n'y aura pas d'autres sujets sur des interfaces. Donc ça, vous avez vu ça dans l'invitation pour consultants, key users ou enfin tous ceux qui tournent autour de SAP. Alors le contexte. Donc historiquement, elle existe en 2012. Elle remplace. Alors elle remplace ou elle inclut, parce que finalement vous allez voir quelquefois vous allez retrouver les mêmes transactions. Il y a l'équivalent de W02, l'équivalent de W05. Il y a la BD87. Je ne vais pas présenter, mais que tout le monde connaît, et de toute façon, elle est inclue à l'intérieur. Et WE09 pour rechercher des IDocs. Mais elle va beaucoup plus loin dans les sélections, dans les filtres, dans la gestion des erreurs, et dans toutes les autres fonctionnalités que je vais vous montrer ensuite. Alors, juste pour info, elle existe dans ECC et dans S4HANA. Alors, il y a quelques différences dans ECC. Là, la démo que je vais vous montrer, c'est dans S4HANA version 2023. En sachant qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup d'évolution, mais quelquefois, il y a des petits trucs. Et vous l'avez dans SAPGui et Fiori, en sachant que dans Fiori, c'est la transaction WebGui HTMLisée. Alors derrière, le programme, c'est RWLF IDoc New, et non pas RWLF IDoc. C'était une ancienne transaction qui n'est plus supportée. Alors, excusez-moi. I promise to do it in English. So if you are English, could you tell me if you're Chris, Charlie, and I will switch in English. Okay, Marlena, thank you. But Charlie, okay. So I switch in English. It will be more convenient, and I promised it in the LinkedIn. So why is this killer? I call it a killer app because it's a very good app transaction. Usually it's because many users have got old habits with BD87. And as I said at the first time someone told me to use it, I did not use it. And the other reason is that this transaction at the first use is not intuitive as often in SAP. And you need some help to use it and to find out the full potential. And as this transaction is free, there is not a lot of marketing or not a lot of documentation about it. So I just spoke about it, about the agenda. I will go forward, but just I will show you very good functions you can find. compare two IDocs, how to modify in mass a lot of IDocs, or a tool with configuration to modify one IDoc on specific fields. So this is very convenient. Status IDocs monitoring. I will show you KPIs, and I will show you how to reprocess message. And if we've got time, I will show you how to send emails for reporting. This is very useful also. So the first things to do is to avoid to find out and to find out the good way to use it at the first time. So the first time it's not easy, but you need to double click on the status to see one IDoc. So if you got used of WEO2 or EO5, you got this kind of you see on the right hand side this kind of screen, and if you want to display it, you need to double click on the status. I will show you afterwards. Another thing, if you love BD87, you use always BD7, just keep in mind that you've got a BD87 in this transaction also. So you just select IDocs, you reprocess, and you can do online, dialogue, or background. The third trick you need to understand at the beginning, there is different output control, and you can display ALV grid, so it's very convenient to see a lot of information, but you can also use the tree display status. I will show you, and you've got very quick KPI about it. There is another way to display information. It's like WEO2 or EO5. Okay, there are also other information in this transaction. I will show you. You've got many selection. I will come back after 5 minutes. Just for your information, that's very important, because when you test it, most of people sometimes test it in production, and in production, as it is very powerful, there is restriction. So sometimes you don't see a lot of function. So some people say, okay, it's not as powerful as I thought, so I forget it. I come back to the BD87. So be aware of this information. I will come back. And you've got parameter ID to have the full authorization. So I will come back with the demo, but you've got a selection much more powerful than WEO2 and WEO5. The output, you've got 3 kind of outputs, as I said, and you've got many functionalities. So just for instance, you see in this document, you've got many tabs. You have standard selection, but you've got additional information here. Okay, so you can select by variant, you can select inbound, outbound. Usually I select ALV grid display. You can click here this display longest long test status also. So usually at the beginning, this option, and you've got many options to use. So much more than the other one. Very useful also, you can see in this document, you can use WE19. And so for instance, in this case, I just change the date, create a new IDoc, and you come back and you refresh, and you see at the top the new IDoc. So this function, usually it's not in production, but for consultants, it's very, you win sometimes. This function, I like it because it's very useful and you can search errors with IDocs with errors, with class area and status message number here. And this option is very useful. You can display IDocs with error, but even if the error has been corrected. So it's not the latest status record. So this option is very, very useful also. Okay, come back here. So in this example, I just show that you can check one exact error message. So in the demonstration, I will come back to and show you how to display IDocs with one error message. And as you can do it in the selection, you can create some variants and use the background SM36 to reprocess some IDocs with one error or with all criteria you want. You can reprocess and you can send emails also for one person, I will show you afterwards. For people who know WE09, you've got the same functionality. So it's in the tab criteria for data record. So you've got segment type, material, and the value. And there is something very, very, very important. You can change value in mass. So we will show you afterwards. So for instance, if you've got 200 IDocs with the same error, with the same value somewhere, and you want to modify it in mass, you can do it with this option, change value here. Okay. This function is to show that you can, with this transaction, you can display all error message also here. I will come back afterwards. So you've got like Excel sheet. Just a reminder, you got it in WEO2, but just to show you that you can display by this function and with this icon, it's just a reminder because you got it in WEO2 or 5, but you can also select the order, type the segment, and display all information. So very useful to find out the root cause for troubleshooting topics. So we just show you here. So we can change the view by type, like WEO2. You select order or status, you paste the segment, and you see all information. So you can display all fields like this. I will show you afterwards if you need. For BD87, you select the IDocs, you use the clock function, and you choose online or dialogue. I will show you afterward, but you can use the selection, variant selection, the program, and there is a function to process or reprocess IDocs, like you know with RBD Mani2, which is a transaction or a program, and a program. So very useful because in RBD Mani2 or other transaction, you don't have so much criteria for selection. So with the WLFI IDoc, you will find out more criteria, so you are not limited. Very useful function. So this one, we use it very often, because when you've got one error and one good IDoc, you can select and compare, and the system gives you the comparison between two IDocs. So very, very useful for TMA team, for instance. Just an information, you can use the Expérience, the end expert function in SAP to add some icons here. Okay, if you don't have the parameter ID. So in this sample, I will show you afterward, but okay, we can change status, so that's important. So with this icon, you change status directly. So very useful to classify, and perhaps too useful. So if you don't want user do it, you need to remove the parameter ID authorization to avoid this one. Okay. When you want to modify IDoc, you can do it as usual. You can double click on here. So I just show you to do it like everybody does it. So you double click here, you change data record. Okay, but there is another way with WLF IDoc. I will show you. So instead of going, okay, of going to one IDoc, you can configure. So I just show you back. I will show you afterward, because this option is very, very useful. For instance, you've got many orders which come from a sales order, and when there is an error, you can select, and you've got here the fields in blank, so you can modify only certain fields. I will show you, because this one is the only function that needs configuration. Okay, so this is the configuration path in the SPRO to modify it. Another one I told you about, it was how to change in mass values. So in this example, we use WE09 function, and then we check this option here. Other tool is this link. You can display other objects. So here you will display, for instance, the purchase requisition. Advanced function, you can send emails. I will show you if we've got time. But to send emails, you need to create a distribution list. So it's not the topic of today, but you use a transaction SO23, and then you do a background with the program and the appropriate selection variants. And in this, I created a distribution with two names, and there you've got in SOST the email, and you can display the email, and the email is is the display of all IDocs with error. You see here. So this is, I told you about parameter ID. Okay, demonstration. Kevin, do we have some question at this point?
Yes, Sebastian. Can you go back to the presentation of the cooperation option? Jean-François didn't see the IDoc numbers to know which line correspond to which IDoc.
Corporation? I don't remember.
Comparison.
Comparison. This one. You select two IDocs. Here you've got the IDoc 290018, 290018 compared to 290015. And then it's segment by segment. You've got Green, it's exactly the same. Yellow, you've got some difference.
No.
No?
0 for 1.
And you've got sometimes red line when you don't have the same segment in both.
Other option. Sorry. Curve arrow.
This one?
No, this one. Yeah.
This one is to change I just show you. I will just show you, and I will come back afterwards. I will go to the demonstration. The icon helps to switch from this display, this output, or this one, or this one. Okay, it's just 3 display tab. If you are here, you click. I will show you. Okay, I come back to the demonstration. So first of all, okay. So our system is 2023. It's in the cloud. It's a test demo system. So I will just show you this transaction. So the first tricks, how to use it. So as you see at the beginning, you have a maximum number of hits. So be careful because it reads only this. So you can remove or change here. So I will change. Usually I do this at the beginning. Here I've got a parameter ID, which display only IDocs from today. So as we did a lot of things yesterday, I will change it here. And usually I use this one also very quickly. And here there is a trick here because the date is the system date. So be careful here. So this is very important because here we are 2 p.m. in France. Okay, so if the IDocs date is the system time. So here I will put 13. So you can do like this and you select greater or equal and it will display all IDocs from this time. So I will here I won't do it. I will do 2 a.m. for instance. So this is the selection screen. And here additional, you've got a basic type. You've got also partner, so you can put you can select many criteria, and you can select, for instance, here as I showed you, so error message and status, for instance, 51. Okay, so I will display all IDocs with error. Here it's WE09, and you can also do other option. This option, I won't come back to this. You need to have more information about background. Sometimes I use it, but rarely. It's to reprocess background. So I will show you. So here I display, and you've got this. So the first things to do here, what is important is to use ALV grid display. And if you want to see the status, you check here. So very important, if you come back to 3 display status, you see like this. Okay, so I will show you some variants quickly. No, I will show you the first trick to know is to, if you click here, it's longer than WO2 here, but you've got the list of error message, status, table EDIDS, and here you've got segment, and here you've got configuration. Here it's read-only because I did not modify. So if you want to see your IDoc like before, you know, the structure is here. So you got it like before here. Okay, I will show you the line of orders, for instance, and you see all status records. Just a reminder, the first one is this one, and the last one is still error here. So as you see, you've got many errors here. So sometimes it's not very easy to see the root cause. And what is very important, in this case, it's 3 times the same one, but you can search for old error message here. So if you want to come back to BD87, you select everything, you process BD87, and you got it, and you can do the same one. Okay, I will do it. So it works the same way, and you can come back and come back and come back. Okay, I come back here. So I do not have any error yet. Okay, 231. Okay, so WE19, for instance, for if I want to use WE19, you select one IDoc, you process it. So in this case, I put a wrong date, okay, just to simulate it. Standard IDoc. So this function with WE19 is very useful also, because you can win a lot of time, because here you don't have to find out your IDoc. The IDoc is here. Just refresh. You got it here. So now, if you want to modify it, so I've done some configuration. I will show you quickly. And in the configuration, we set up the blank fields to be modified. So here you see this one. So I change, okay, it's not the 33rd of January, it's the 31. I just save it. And it's 99, so it's not processed automatically in this case, but you can do it. I do it online, and it will create a sales order. Sales order. Okay, as you know, there is a copied IDocs to keep the history of the IDoc. So this function you can find out in Spro. And there is a body if you need to go further for authorization. In Pro, it's cross-application. Just show you, because there are not a lot of function in the Spro. Check classes, I've never used it, but it's to classify errors. But this one is very useful. So for instance, you select, so in my case, it was this segment. It will be displayed in the second part. You can change the name, and you can display information in the navigation tree. I will show you, but most important is the changeable IDoc fields. Sorry, I did not. Yeah, it's here. You've got all these fields that you can change. And so the result is the field you can see. Okay. I will just show you a variant. So I advise to use a lot of selection variants. So for instance, you can have KPI all IDocs. It's not all IDoc because I had orders, but you've got all status with orders. I will just remove orders. In my system, I don't have a lot of IDocs. Okay, but you see all kind of IDocs, the name of IDocs, and you can have your own layouts. So very useful to have KPIs. Yeah, per day. There is a limit because it's if you got 1 million of IDocs, it can take sometimes. Okay, I will just show you other function. IDocs with only errors, for instance, for this one. So you see all errors, all IDocs with errors. I told you if there is a link, so you can display. So this column is very useful. So here it's IDocs. That's not very convenient. I will show you with a 53 status. And there is a link as I've created a sales order. So if I click here, I should see the IDoc done by copy and the sales order. And you go directly to the sales order. So this option is very convenient. Actually, I don't remember if it exists in the other. It exists in the other transaction. Okay, I come back to other. So if you want to see search specific segment value. Okay. So equivalent to WE09 with more selection possibilities. So in this kind, you type the segment type, fields and value, okay, and you see the change value. So it shows you directly. I will just test it. Okay. So if you want to see all of these IDocs, so I will just show you one, for instance. So you double click here, and you will see there is this field. If you want to see all the value of this segment type for all the IDocs, you select here, you go change view by type. You select here, but you can select by status, but if you select here list, and you see here all information, and you can export to Excel if you need it. So very useful. Other option is this one. If you want to see all status with all parameters. Okay. Now, what else? Compare to IDocs. If you want to select this one and this one. One is in error, the other one is good. I compare here. Sorry, it's not this one. It's this one, this icon. And so as you see, there are not a lot of difference, but the only difference is here. And the date is wrong. Okay. So this one has been corrected. So what is important? There was one error here, for instance. So this one has changed the status. I will show you afterwards. This one is an error message, B1307. And I can display all IDocs with this error in the past. Status record, E307 in the number. And you can, if you select here, there is nothing. as a result, but if you select this one, it will check in all status records, even if the IDoc is in error. So I will show you. Wrong example. Okay. I think I've got a status somewhere. B1. Okay. Because I was looking for certain criteria. So now it should be okay. No. Okay, I will just remove this one, this one, this one. And just check I've got B1307. So it should be okay. Okay. I've got another somewhere, or I will forget it because I think I don't understand why it does not work. Okay, I've got another variant to show you this because it works. I think it's effet Bonaldi. Alors, order passed in errors. Here, so it means all IDocs with an error in the past. So this one, it was okay. So it's a KPI, in this case, all errors which are in error or have been corrected. So very useful when you test IDocs to see at the end of the day if it's 100 good, okay, but how many have been corrected in the past. And it works with error message. I don't understand why here. It was B1307. So B1307. No, not in this case. It was, perhaps it was an old one. Okay, other topics very useful is to reprocess. As you know, you can reprocess with RBD Manitou. I will just show you how to reprocess, and I will show you the job first of all. So yesterday, for instance, I've created some jobs, and as you see, this one has been created yesterday. So if you see, it's the same program. Actually, it used RBD Manitou, but I launched it from WLF IDoc. So it's the same with many other functions. Okay, I just show you. I think I have created a variant name. It was reprocesses job. Okay, so here I've got it reprocess all IDocs from yesterday with status 51. And here I've got parization with a job. So you can create with a number of limitation with IDocs. And here you launch execute in backgrounds, and it will reprocess and create okay. As you see, there is a background created today. So you can reprocess with many criteria like errors. So if you know there is one error which should be reprocessed every 1 minute, you can create one variant for this kind of error and do the background. So it just show you this one, and you see this one at this time here. And there is a spool. Okay, it has created this one, and then you've got another spool with this program, which has been sent at the same time, and it just tried to reprocess 3 IDocs. What time is it? Okay, I've got 4 minutes. I will just show you. I think I've showed everything, but Kevin, if you can check if I forgot something, I will just show you how to do to send emails. So I just show you the result of emails first. So yesterday I've sent one emails, for instance. So here in my system I cannot send email, but it just blocked in SOST, and I will just show you this email. So you receive an email with this one, and you've got the list of all IDocs with error because it was set up like this in my printer, in my variant. Okay, and what is important when you create this IDoc, you can here, there is an option. So it's not the topic of today, but you can spool list recipients, and you can use a distribution list created with SO23. And here I created this one. I used it, copy, and it will send the job directly to this email. So it's not linked to our topic today, but it's very useful for this. Then you use the program, this one, you use the variant you want. For instance, error orders. Just there is a limitation. You cannot send KPIs. So I will just check another one. Yeah, this one, check, save. And perhaps I did not put some name, I don't remember, SM37. Yeah, I forgot a name, sorry. Okay, quickly. Send 51. Email notification, that's it. Spool list. Step. And you've got this, so you can schedule it like you want. Oh, I don't see it. I scheduled, sorry. Okay, it's this one. Okay, so you can, I will release it. And behind you've got SOST. Just refresh today. And you've got another email, okay, to send to the distribution list. Okay, just before question, I did not show you how to modify in mass, so very useful. So we made a variant name, which one? A change specific segment value. So you select a date here, and here I will select all IDocs with the material name, material number, Couteau 00, and I will change the value here. Okay, first of all, I will just check I've got some IDocs. Okay, I've got 7 IDocs, but the 70, I don't want to change them. And the 53 are okay, so it will be not changed because it's okay. So I will just check other one with the status 51, for instance. I will change like this. Okay, first of all, I just check if I've got some IDocs. No. Okay, I will remove this criteria. Okay, I just check. No. Let me just remove this one. This one. Yeah, it should be all right. No. Okay, just check this material. Okay, I've got all this material. So now I will modify in mass, change value, and the material will be changed from Kuto 00 to Kuto 01. So if you need to substitute material, for instance, in mass, it's very useful. You select 69 is not finished. You select everything. You reprocess online. And I still have some errors, but they have been changed. Okay. Do you have any? We can open the microphone, and Kevin, do you have any question?
Yeah, Jean-François had a question, but Cecilia answered him. It concerns
Okay.
the ID parameter associated with the expert function.
Okay.
I opened the microphone.
Regarding my question earlier about the comparison,
Yeah.
actually it was with the function that is in W02, where you compare segments from two different IDocs.
Yeah.
But actually it's the same as in W02.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you don't have the IDoc number next to the lines, so you don't know which line corresponds to which IDoc.
In
But,
WEO2?
Yeah, I mean.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
In both, then. It's the
No.
same.
In our case, I've got some.
Not when you compare at the segment level, the two IDocs.
Okay. Let me
So-
check.
So when you use the curved arrow comparison and you do by type, and then you go to basically to WE02. Now the other comparison.
The other one. Okay.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes, and then by type, and then you select orders and do the button to go a segment level.
This one.
Yes, and there you type your segment, and here you don't have which one corresponds to which IDoc.
Exactly.
So
I know.
That's just what I was not sure if there was a way to get it, but I saw that
No.
actually no. So
No, if if you want to do it, you extract all header, for instance, and then all items, and you do it. If you want to use this one to compare, you're right. And with WLF IDoc, but actually I don't know if you got it in the other one. You can use this one, and as you see, it's much more convenient to compare. For instance, when it's yellow, okay, compare. There is, of course, one difference here. Okay, other question? I don't know if I will come back to the document if you don't have any question. So I think I've shown everything.
would we be able to have this document? Or?
Yes. Okay. This document I will send you to all people who has attended to this webinar, and this webinar will be published in YouTube with floutage. I don't know how to say it in English, but we will not release your name for this. Also, I just finished just for experience feedback. So I used it in many clients, not at the first in the first client, but I regret because I did not go through at the beginning. I don't see a lot of limitations. The only one is the KPIs. It's good when you don't have many IDocs. In the retail companies in general, you've got many more than sometimes more than 100,000 per day. So in this case, you need to extract tables like EDIDC, EDIDS if you need it. I don't know if you've got other experience feedbacks or do you use it or not?
We've been using it a bit on our side at InVivo, different landscapes, but I think it was helpful to see some features. Especially, I didn't know about how to get with the Expérience expert feature to be able to have the additional functionalities.
Yeah, it's getting used more and more. Around 50% of user knows it, know it, and use it. Just hold on. Okay. Just if you need more information, there are some links in this document. You've got other transaction. For instance, if you use Sapcar, they use another cockpit. The old transaction which has been replaced, not supported, is this one. There is another transaction used for orders, which is used to, sometimes it's more convenient for clients. I don't remember the name, but some people use it also. But actually, I think WLF IDoc is more powerful. Okay, we've got 1 minute left. But thank you to everybody. So you will receive this document and do not hesitate to ask me other question. And if you use it, there are many baddies. Actually, if you want to go further, there is this list of baddies. Where is it? I don't remember. I thought it was in this document. Perhaps not. Kevin, I don't know. Do you remember? Because I thought I put all baddies, but here in the annex, one baddie is very useful, but I've never used it. You can add some transaction. So, for instance, if you've got an error in the material, you add this baddie. You select the IDoc, it goes directly to MMO2 according to the message error. So you can create a navigation profile with it. And you've got many baddies to manage authorization, because as it is so powerful, be aware that you can have some impact. So be careful with it, so you can test and use baddies to restrict information. Okay, so I hope it was interesting. Do not hesitate to send me some feedbacks. Thank you.